Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Monday night national webinar. My name is Gabe Pearson, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for being on tonight. We have an incredible lineup. I can't wait to share with you. For all the guests that are on for the very first time, I want to welcome each and every one of you. And of course, we have an incredible amount of brand new business partners with this company, LifeVantage. And I want to welcome all of you. Take a couple of minutes to kind of share my story. On the 30th of this month, it's going to be a big day for me. It will be our 9-year anniversary with LifeVantage. It's been an incredible journey. I've been in the fitness business for over 30 years. Really never left that industry. So this is only the second job that I've had. I started back in 1979 as a health club instructor, making $2.13 an hour plus commissions. And you know what, folks? It was the best time of my life. I mean, think about when you started your career. We all have hopes, right? We all have dreams. And mine were to open health clubs all over this country and literally make millions and millions of dollars. Fast forward 20 years, I own 3 here in Jacksonville, and I'm certainly not complaining. But what I learned in those 20 years, even though I owned those gyms, I was still building somebody else's dream. I didn't own the property that those gyms are on. And I really got tired of creating millionaires, and that's what I was doing basically. And I didn't own the finance company, made those guys hundreds of millions of dollars in those 20 years. And I didn't own the leasing company. So I started to figure this thing out, and I got out of the health club industry. I started my own personal training company. It quickly morphed into a wellness company. You can say we're living the American dream for about 6 or 7 years. And then what happened to this country in 2008, 2009? We all know that the bottom fell out economically, and I was a casualty. When you're in the fitness space and all your eggs are in one basket, that's not a good place to be. The corporations that we were developing wellness programs for, they were trying to save jobs. So when they were forecasting for that following year, they're trimming fat, and wellness was the first on the chopping blocks. We lost 3 6-figure contracts in 30 days, and that was the end. It brought us to our knees. You know, when one door closes, another one opens, right? So I'm talking to some of you tonight that your universe is opening a little bit. I was asked to be a keynote speaker in Atlanta, Georgia, and I went up there to drum up new business to retool. And after my keynote, a complete stranger walks up to me and asks me if I've ever heard of a product called Protandim. And I'm telling you, folks, God's my witness. If there wasn't 8 to 10 people waiting in line to speak to me behind her, I most likely would have turned around and walked away from her. I've never endorsed a product in the 30 plus years I've been in the fitness business. And at that moment, I promise you, this product wasn't going to be the first. But the next thing that came out of that woman's mouth literally retired me from the fitness business 22 months later. And that was, would I be willing to watch a 9-minute video on an ABC primetime investigative report? That was my hook. I actually said this sarcastically. I said, you mean to tell me that ABC News, they actually did a positive spin on a dietary supplement? Let me see it. So when I got back home, I watched this video, and the precise moment this world-renowned scientist, who, by the way, never even heard of before, gives John Quinones, and I've seen him on TV many, many times, his blood test results. Literally, I was elbowing my wife. I'm like, honey, that hasn't happened yet. That's history in the making. And if we can validate this, I think I found a solution. Well, timing's everything in life, and I'm hoping tonight is one of those times in your life when it comes to timing. I just finished working with the Mayo Clinic. I developed a great relationship with a bunch of doctors out there, and I asked them a simple question. If you're going to put your name on a product, where would you go to validate it? And you know, not one of those doctors sent me to the University of Google to get my information. So when it comes to your health, folks, just if anything you're going to learn tonight, never Google it. All right. You're going to get every blogger in the world that's going to give you their opinion. Here's a great way to look at this. If your doctor is trying to figure out what's wrong with you internally, do you think he or she's going to Google it? Of course not. The Mayo Clinic doctors sent me to the National Institutes of Health, and they said something this simple. Gabe, just put the name of the product in the search bar. If you get a hit, you're onto something. And we'd like to know a little bit more about it. So the long short of it, folks, when they validated this product for me, I mean, that's all I needed. I checked the validity box and I wanted to learn how to become a professional in this industry. And that's my story. So what I want to share with all of you tonight is, who is LifeVantage? We have the privilege of pioneering a new paradigm in health called nutrigenomics. When I started 9 years ago, I just needed to know what oxidative stress was. A couple of years later, it was the activation of a pathway called NRF2. A couple of years later, it was this new term, nutrigenomics. A year and a half years later, then it was another pathway, NRF1. And today it's all about biohacking the aging code. So it's really cool stuff. And we're going to take you through this incredible journey this company has seen so far. And tonight specifically, we're going to talk about the skincare regimen. We're going to talk about a nootropic, which is what we call our brain food. Let me go ahead and start this, this PowerPoint. Okay, you're going to be hearing terms like nutrigenomics. You're going to be hearing terms of the activation of pathways. Supplementation is now a thing of the past. It's going to be about activating or activation. And if you look at the bottom of this screen right here, it says nutrigenomics is changing everything. We once thought we were powerless, and is now an area over which we have at least some control. The ability to use nutrition, that's Nutra, to affect our genes, that's genomics, which means that we're no longer at the mercy of our DNA. And that is such a powerful, powerful statement. Now, Wall Street just came out and said that nutrigenomics is going to be a $600 billion industry in the next year and a half. So think about that term for a second. So that's some big time stuff. We're going to watch this video about nutrigenomics and oxidative stress.
Now gently exhale. Ironically, while oxygen is necessary for all human life, it is also the element that is at the root of the aging process. That's because oxidative stress, which is a toxic level of reactive oxygen in your cells, is one of the primary causes of cell damage and the adverse effects of aging. It's almost as if your cells were slowly rusting from the inside. There's no stopping the process, but as with rust, there are ways to slow it down, to inhibit the aging process, and even reverse oxidative stress. It's called nutrigenomics, the science of using nutrition and naturally occurring compounds to affect gene behavior and attack the root causes of aging. Another root cause of aging is the depletion of mitochondria in your cells as you age. Mitochondria that are the powerhouses or engines of your cells. Nutrigenomics delivers a 1-2 punch that creates stronger cells that are better equipped to fight the effects of aging by using the NRF2 pathway to help the body produce more antioxidants and using the NRF1 pathway to boost mitochondrial production, which inhibits the aging process and increases the energy level in your cells. Aging is inevitable. The rust comes back. The engine loses some power. But now we don't have to take aging lying down. LifeVantage's study of nutrigenomics fights the root causes of aging to help people look and feel younger, naturally. LifeVantage, at the forefront of nutrigenomics.
Do you know anybody that would like to slow down the rate of aging on a cellular level and the susceptibility to disease? That's what oxidative stress is all about. And this product reduces that process by 40%. It's peer reviewed. There's patents behind it. It's just fascinating. And it's all facets. And we're not going to really get in to the inside of our body today, or tonight. We're going to talk about, the outside, protecting the outside. And tonight I have a special guest. She is the person that I look up to when we start talking about, the skincare regimen, this industry. She is a professional in the network marketing arena. She's been involved, I believe, 16, 17 years. She was a VP with another company, made over $1 million. And the company that she was with was specifically a skincare company. And she saw the science, she saw the future, and needless to say that she jumped on board. And what she does today for this company is she is a master trainer when it comes to the skincare regimen. So I'm really excited to hear what she has to say tonight. I want to welcome Elite Pro 7, Carrie Bernard. Carrie, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, Gabe. Thanks. Hi, everybody.
Hey, I really appreciate you being on tonight. I'm extremely excited to what you're going to share with all of us. Just kind of help everybody understand, why you made the change. I know I really didn't get into the nitty gritties, and I don't think you have to, but just kind of give everybody your story.
Sure. So like Gabe said, I've been in the industry a long time, well over a decade now. And it's been an amazing experience for me. I'm proud to say I'm in the network marketing, direct sales industry. I've had a phenomenal experience in it. And, honestly, when this came to me, I wasn't necessarily looking for a change. I was, well into a 6-figure income earner in the other company, had earned a car, and, was happy. We'll just put it that way. And when this was introduced to me, I am a 16-year cancer survivor. And when I saw the science behind this, the truth is that I couldn't walk away from it. Like Gabe, I was like, this is a game changer. Also, when I heard about the business opportunity, I knew that would be a game changer too, and that it was the next step in my journey. I truly feel, people ask me all the time, what's the difference? And there's so many. We could do a whole webinar just on the differences between, my old company and this one. But the reality is I went from helping people look good, which is great, right? When you look good, your confidence is up and you feel good, and those are all good things. But what really helped people look good to now moving to people helping them look good and change their health from inside out, outside in. That is a game changer. So this is not just skincare we're talking about. I want everyone to understand that. This is skin health care. And there's a big difference between skincare and your skin looking good and skin health care. And that's what LifeVantage has done. And so basically what happened when we started out, and I'm going to pull up a little short PowerPoint in a minute, but when the researchers were studying our NRF2 Protandim product, LSU did a study on skin cancer with our supplement, and they found that some pretty interesting stuff that you can look up on the National Institute of Health. It's all validated, of course. That's why we're here. So when you search it, basically what you see is that this study that was done showed that by reducing the oxidative stress, it reduced the onset of the skin cancer cells, and it upregulated protective enzymes. So through that, they came to LifeVantage, and this is back in 2009, and said, you know what, you really should have a topical version of this, right? Well, guess what? Yes, we're going to do that. So our amazing scientists put the formulation together and basically came out with what we now refer to as our anti-aging cream, but it's basically NRF2 topically. And then when I came on board, so kind of back up a little bit, you heard a little bit of my background. So I come to the scene, and I've got this skincare background. I've traveled the world with the top cosmetic chemists literally in the world, watching and hearing what the formulations are coming out and who we're up against and all this stuff. And so I know kind of what the future is, but we're not there with my other company. Okay. So then all of a sudden I come to this company, and the only two products at the time were Protandim NRF2 and True Science had just come out. And I was like, this is unbelievable. Like, I'm going to be able to help people inside out, outside in with this NRF2. We're on the forefront. Nobody has this. We're so far ahead. No one's ever going to catch us, which is still true. So all this is going on, right? So what do? Because that's just kind of who I am. I go to the cosmetic, chief science officer, and I'm like, hey, this rocks, and I'm so excited to share it and train on it. But here's the thing. You have this amazing game-changing product, but then people are going out to, wherever, Dillard's, whatever you guys have, Target, Walgreens, and they're buying, wash and eye serum and all this other stuff. And they're using it with our amazing game-changing NRF2 product. We need to come up with a system that is safe and beneficial and has NRF2 properties in it. And we need to offer a whole system. We can't have people going out buying products that are going to take away from this, from the health that we're providing. So long story short, and I won't go into it, that's exactly what this amazing company did. Dr. Chevreau and I worked together to launch it and to teach people about it. So imagine this, and I'm going to go into the slides. Imagine that over all the years, however old you are, and I'm just going to say age 20 and up, most of us on this phone are certainly there for the most part. Imagine all these years of stress and damage to your skin, right? The sun, the environment, all these things, right? So your skin takes the first hit, right? And I don't know what you all believe on here, but people who know me know I'm not afraid to share this. I believe God gives us one shell. This is it, you guys. This is all we have while we're on this earth. So it is our responsibility to take care of it. And this is your chance to take care of it. So basically, we have to take care of it from the outside in, inside out, with the foods we eat, the things that we put on our skin. So I'm going to share a little screen here. All right. All right, it worked. Okay, so this is our skincare set. All right. So we basically have a 4-piece set for everything you need. We have a facial cleanser, takes off all the dirt, protects your skin, gets rid of all the environmental stress. Then we have the only company, by the way, that has a combination perfecting lotion, which is a toner, balancer, and serum all in one. And you guys, what's so exciting about that, other than nobody else has this combination, is again, all these products together are a big, huge exclamation point. They all have NRF2 promoting properties to them. Okay, so if you're struggling with things like hyperpigmentation, age spots, leftover acne, scarring, freckling, just the aging, beat up, sun-ridden skin, this is incredible no matter how old you are. Because think about it, I have 3 kids. If your kids play sports, they're out in the sun. Your kids go to the beach, they're out in the sun. So this isn't just for you. This is all ages, all skin types, all ethnicities. Then you have the eye serum. Again, this helps with fine lines, wrinkles, bags, dark circles, everything you can think of on your eyelids. I even put it over my lip because I learned in my other company that if you put stuff like that on your lip, not just your eyes, it helps with lines that you get from drinking through straws, water bottles, past smoking, all that. And then we have the anti-aging cream that we've already talked about. So again, here you can see for the best results, it's all these products working synergistically together. They all have enhanced NRF2 technologies for protection against oxidative stress. That's what we're talking about, right? NRF2 oxidative stress. All right. I'm going to go through really quick, just really the unique features. So the gentle facial cleanser cleans without stripping. pH balance. You guys have a pool. If you don't, you know what this means. You check your pool. Perfect balance. You're not going in unless it is. Our skin is the same way. If you don't have a perfect pH range, it's not going to absorb and it's not going to work right. So our skincare line creates a perfect pH. Good bacteria balance, protects your skin. The perfecting lotion, again, hybrid toner serum, brighter looking skin. And again, I'm kind of going quick, but eye corrector serum visibly firms the upper eyelid, works well with makeup. Again, helps with those fine lines, wrinkles. Anti-aging cream, superior hydration, builds the hyaluronic acid that we need. Is it better than retinol? I'm not going to get into that tonight. That's another webinar, but yes, it is better than retinol because it's not peeling layers of skin, you guys. So if you're someone on here who's going, oh, retinol's the thing, Retin-A, whatever, we all heard that. If you're my age in your 40s, that's all we heard was retinol. You guys, we're not here to strip your skin because when you strip your skin, it takes the good and the bad off. All we want to do is get rid of the bad. We want to keep those good oils, okay? guess what, y'all? It's not just for women. So men too, again, this is everybody, kids, women, men, all ages, but we actually took the time to do a 7-day shaving study on men using our system, and look at these results. Are you kidding me? My husband loves the system. Gabe was just telling me he would never go without it. I know, it's incredible. But here's the cool thing. So using it during shaving and with shaving, so you can use the facial cleanser actually as a shaving gel. You don't need to, you guys just save you some money. You don't have to use a shave gel, and the toner serum can be used instead of an aftershave. So irritation reduced by 32% in 7 days. You can see barrier function, which is that protective against the environment, 28% increase, and a high response rate from feeling and seeing good results, 85 to 100%. So basically, guys, that's bulletproof skin, okay? If you don't remember anything else about TrueScience, I want you to remember this slide right here. If you've got your phone, take a picture. Okay, and you guys, you can look it up. Again, what are we talking about here, right? Peer-reviewed, published research, journaled research, not some doctor standing up getting paid to say something. So this was done a couple years ago. TrueScience and Dr. Chevreau was invited to go and present at the International Federation Society of Cosmetic Chemists in Switzerland. I want to tell you guys something. No direct sale, to my knowledge, so I'll put that out there because I still haven't heard of any. No direct sales, network marketing, or what I will call non-dermatological with a prescription product has ever been not only invited to present here, but have proven that they have published studies with patents that show that our anti-aging cream, which is that big exclamation point at the end of our system, that NRF2 for the outside, does what it says it does, what we say it does, which is, you can read it for yourself. One that was presented was anti-aging effect of new topical cream demonstrated by gene modulation and morphology studies of genes. So it showed that through those layers, this went all the way down and reorganized and protected your genes from oxidative stress. Second one was a new 4-product skincare regimen for the treatment of intrinsic and extrinsic aging. So it protected us from UV-induced and DNA damage. You guys, are you kidding me? If you are on the Vitality Stack or you are just getting started on our products, you need to be on this. And here's the crazy thing. It's free shipping. So anything you add to it, whatever you're already on, it ships free. So you buy that initial set, and then after that, you just replace products as you run out of them. Now, if you're like me and most of my customers, we go through a set every month because our whole family is using it. So, you know, it's something we use all the time. So we're talking between Gabe and I, with everything we're talking about tonight, we're talking about an 100 billion plus industry. Look what is on here. We're talking about Axio, NRF2, skincare. Look at the things listed on here, you guys. You can get rid of all of that. It's all horrible for your body, horrible for what it can do for you long term. The last thing I'm going to talk about is our Axio. I'm going to skip a couple and go back. Oh no, maybe I'm not. What happened to it? Okay, it disappeared. We'll just start here. So Axio is our brain food. We like to refer to it as our brain food. Oh, you know what? Here you go, y'all. I just found it. There we go. So Smart Energy is our Axio. We have decaf and regular. And really, what's it about? It's unlocking your brain's potential for vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, eliminating all the jittery energy and giving you the health benefits for your brain. All right, so now we're going to go back real quick. I'm trying to go quick. I know Gabe's got a lot to share. So we are the first and only, to my knowledge, company to have a science lab in a major league sports facility. If you don't know this and you're a guest, we are a 10-year major league sponsor of the Salt Lake Real soccer team. And you guys, I'm a businesswoman. I own multiple businesses. I've been in business for a long time. This was the smartest move this company ever made. They could have picked any sport. We could have done football, which is big here. We could have done anything. We did soccer because it is the #1 sport in the world. And where are we going? All over the world. We're taking over the world. Soccer was the smartest thing they ever could have done. So what are we doing there? We're gathering data, customizing training, monitoring progress, and optimizing performance using our Protandim NRF2 and our Axio product for energy for the players. So this is a really big deal. Here's the other big deal. And I work with a lot of athletes. My son actually works for Gator Football. Wink, wink, Gabe. But it is NSF tested and approved and certified, and it's the BSCG gold standard. What does that mean, you guys? Is if you're sharing this with athletes, whether it's high school, collegiate, or major league, NFL, whatever, they can use this. It doesn't come up in drug tests, and it's approved. They can't get in trouble for it. So that's super exciting. You guys, I want to thank you. Hopefully you've learned a lot about TrueScience, a little bit about Axio. And the last thing I want to share with you is I know Gabe's going to share with you a little bit more about this amazing opportunity and how does this all tie in. I want to let you know something that Gabe doesn't even know is that on the 15th of the month, in the life cycle of me being involved in direct sales and network marketing, it has allowed me to stay home with all three of my children, one who has graduated now from grad school at FSU, one who is now in second year of college, almost third, yeah, right, and one who's a senior in high school. And it has allowed me to be home and be present with them. But here's the fun thing. On the 15th of this month, I will collect my 350th residual check.
Ooh,
I don't know about you guys, but that's a lot of mailbox money, and it keeps coming every single month while I'm with my family and while I'm building my business and doing the other things that I love. So Gabe, thank you so much for allowing me to share, and hopefully I'll get a chance again soon.
Yes, I want you on our next virtual training and really go into depth on what you and I talked about before the webinar. Folks, she's amazing. You know, just for all the new distributors and for the guests that are on tonight, on our website, it's connectandimpact.today. We will have this webinar, which is live. It's being recorded, and give us a couple of days. We'll edit a few things and we're going to put it in our library. So if you want to hear Carrie over and over and over to help you understand the significance, not only behind the science, but to be able to articulate to people that you love and care for why they need to be on this skincare regimen, or why your children should be on Axio, or why you should be on Axio because it's a nootropic. So Carrie, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to try to get through this really quick and give everybody a good idea on what we're so excited about. Thank you so much. Okay, folks. What I love about this company is it's publicly traded. So everything that Carrie said tonight and everything that I'm going to be saying tonight, what I love about a company that's publicly traded, you cannot embellish. You know, when she's talking about these peer-reviewed studies and having a patent on this skincare regimen, folks, it's the facts. It's incredible to be a part of this new paradigm in health that all of us are going to be hearing about in the next 3 to 5 years, and that's nutrigenomics. It's supplementation is going to be replaced by the word activation. And that NRF2 pathway that she was talking about, it just simply, what it does in the most simplistic example, it gets your body to do what it was meant to do for the first 20 years of life. So that pathway basically makes more survival genes, and that's antioxidant enzymes, antifibrotic enzymes, and anti-inflammatory enzymes. Also, what I love about this company, it has a strong financial foundation. We're publicly traded. You know, go to Yahoo Finance, type in our stock symbol. It's L for Larry, F for Frank, V for Vicky, N for Nancy, and read what Wall Street is saying about this company. You can actually look at the stock and see what it's done the last month. It's nearly quadrupled because of what's going on with this company. But I love the fact that over 70% of the 200 million that this company is doing right now is because these category creating products. That's the bedrock. That's the foundation. And that's our fortune, by the way. Most network marketing companies, 70% are distributors, right? Not consumers. So you need to look into this. This company was a biotech company. before it ventured into the network marketing space. And when that NRF2 activator Protandim was in the GNC stores, and no disrespect to people who work in a GNC store, they just couldn't tell you or I the difference between a direct antioxidant and antioxidant enzymes. So stock dropped all the way down to 7 cents. The company is about ready to go belly up. Thank goodness they hired a consultant. The consultant says, come on, guys, this is an easy fix. Take it out of the retail world. It's too complicated. Put it into the oldest form of marketing, word of mouth. It just needs a story attached to it. So just based on what Carrie was teaching you tonight on why you should use this product. That's all we do. We're masterful storytellers. So I love the fact that the company has only been around for 8.5 years as a network marketing company. I love the fact that we have that title sponsorship that she was talking about, the Real Salt Lake. We're during the season, we're broadcasted in 80 countries, and the word LifeVantage, the name of the company, is on its journey. The most important factor is it's the strong leadership that this company has. The man who's behind the helm, Darren Jensen, has spent over 25 years in this industry. And there's only been a few companies, folks, I think it's 13, that's ever hit $1 billion in this, and that's in revenues a year in this industry. And he was directly responsible for 2 of them. Now this is his first time as a CEO of a publicly traded company. And you can just tell by what the stock's doing, the direction that he is moving this company in. I love the fact that we're international now. If you look where we started with the United States, like Carrie mentioned earlier, and then we opened up Japan, we opened up Mexico, Canada. So today we are in 17 markets. And if you look at the global customer program down the bottom, those 7 countries, starting with Italy and France and Ireland, those are next on deck to be able to come in as a business owner, or a distributor is what we call it. So if you go back to Yahoo Finance and you type in that stock symbol and you read the performa, we're projected to be in over 100 markets. So timing is everything, folks. What I want to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about is this industry. The reason why it's grown from 158 billion a year in revenues, today in 2018, it's over 220 billion. The reason why it's doing this right now is because the advent of the internet, plain and simple. It's called social selling. It's, it could be Facebook, Instagram, webinars like I'm doing. Think about this. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I live at the beach. Carrie lives on in St. Augustine, and we're broadcasting to all of you tonight that, I saw people from New York to California, and we also have some people in the Netherlands and Germany that's on tonight. Now think about this. I'm in my office and I'm able to build a business in the confines of my own home that costs me no money. And I'm touching all of you, and all of you can do the same. So everything's moving at warp speed right now. I mean, think about this. Amazon is putting Walmarts out of business. They are closing locations because you can do everything online. And that's the direction that this country is heading in, and we're positioned perfectly for that. So let's talk about timing real quick. I love what Warren Buffett says. I mean, and by the way, we all know Warren Buffett knows a little bit about money, right? One of his most profitable companies is the network marketing company. And most of you have some of those products in your kitchen. It's called Pampered Chef. And he says, if you're going to get involved with a network marketing company, you get involved before the wave, not during the wave, and certainly not after the wave. And that's precisely where we are right now. You can see our little symbol down there. We are in what we call the formulation, the infancy stage. And then you hit what's called critical mass. Critical mass would be equivalent to branding. All right. So in traditional business. So if I take some of the network marketing companies, if I would mention Mary Kay to all of you tonight, a light bulb goes off in your head, right? Because they're already branded. Or Herbalife, right? Now, if I mention LifeVantage, what is that? Who is that? You get a shoulder shrug, right? It's because we haven't hit that critical mass or branding time yet. And if you get the definition of what it is, it's when a company does 600 billion in revenues. Folks, we're getting ready to release our year-end fiscal earnings in a few days. We are moving in that direction. Now, where you want to be and have a business established is when we hit momentum, because 80% of money, 80% of growth is in that momentum phase. All right. And then, you know, where Mary Kay is right now, where Herbalife is right now, they're in the stabilization phase. They're growing 2 to 4%. So here's a great analogy. If we were smart enough to listen to Bill Gates back in the late 70s, specifically 77, 78, and 79, there was a tiny little company that was in information stage, the formulation, the infancy stage, excuse me, called Microsoft, right? That's where we are right now. If we would have invested $1,000 in Microsoft stock back in the late 70s, we're worth millions and millions and millions today, right? Now, where Microsoft is today is right where Mary Kay is and Herbalife, right? I don't call it the stabilization phase. I call it the too late phase. And here's the perfect reason why. If all of us decide to go to a brokerage house tomorrow and buy $1,000 worth of Microsoft stock, what are we going to get? 5 or 6 shares? You missed the boat, right? So timing is everything. So really, really dig into that and look into this. The reason why 93% of people in this country are building somebody else's dream is because they can't afford to open up their own business. I know when I opened up my first gym in 1987, it cost me $500,000. Folks, I didn't have $500,000. I was 27 years old. I went to the bank and I signed a personal guarantee, basically saying, if I don't pay this $19,000 a month lease, you can take my home. Now that's a risk, right? Most people don't have the means to own their own business. I don't care if it's something that costs, start with a lawn care company, $10,000. Most people just don't have that. This business allows everyone to be able to be your own boss, like Carrie, right? To be able to have the time and freedom with your family. And everything today, folks, listen to me very carefully. The word side hustle is a very, very popular term because we live in a gig economy. Most people that work for big corporations, they work for performance, right? It's called a contract. And if the company don't like you or don't like your performance after that 1 year, they can terminate you and not renew the contract, right? And not have to worry about paying benefits. That is called a gig economy. Only 18% of people today have a pension. And what I heard just the other day that blew my ever-loving mind, the military is getting rid of the pension, right? I mean, come on. So everyone's looking, to be able to get out of credit card debt, to be able to start saving for retirement or to catch up to where you are. This is a great way to be able to keep your eye on your kids, home-based business, do this as a side hustle for peanuts. These are just a couple of ways that you can come in. Now, think about the $500,000 that it took me to start my business. And by the way, it cost me over $50,000 a month just to operate the business. So we have a couple of ways you can come in. The gold kit, you can come in for $650. Folks, $50 of that $650, you're just buying a business in a box. It's a kit, to help you to understand this industry. The rest is products. So if you look at the bottom of that screen on the gold master pack, you're buying $650. It's a $650 pack. The full price is $867. So you're buying that product at 25% below wholesale. So you're just buying product up front. Worst case scenario, you become healthy. All right. And you make no money if you don't open your mouth. That simple. On the platinum pack, that's how I came in, because I was taught if you want to make the most amount of money for the least amount of work, that's the kit you want to come in, because it creates the right behavior. Your friends are going to ask you when they do their due diligence, how'd you come in? And they're going to come in the same way you do. And more importantly, it's a bigger bang for your buck. You save 30% below wholesale on all the product. Not to mention you get event passes, you get all kinds of goodies. That we have apps, you get 60 days free of this artificial intelligence, and just ask the person who invited you about that, because that's the direction this company is going in. We're competing with Uber, and not from a product standpoint, but from a technology standpoint. I can operate my business. All right. I was in the movie, this afternoon, or actually it was this morning, about 11 o'clock. And I was still, it's 5 people in the theater, and I can operate my business from my phone. So it's really cool. So it's low barrier entry. That's what I'm talking about. You're just buying product up front. There's absolutely no risk. And when you do your due diligence on the product, you're going to want every single person that you love and care for on the product, because they're category creating and they're backed with real science. It's called peer-reviewed studies. And if you never heard the term peer-reviewed, it's the most scrutinized way to get something completely validated by experts in that field of study. And if one of those experts doesn't agree with the science, it doesn't make it in that journal. And we have 27 peer-reviewed studies on our products. And the studies are done on the product, not ingredients that's in the product. So you come in where you fit in, okay? And there's other ways to get started as well. The cost of doing business is what really made me look into this business. The cost of doing business is $200 a month. But what's fascinating is you can offset, you can mitigate, you can reduce that 200. In other words, it doesn't come out of your pocket, okay, down to $40 a month. So for all the business owners that are on this webinar right now, you own your own business. What if on your balance sheet under fixed cost, the cost of doing business is $200 a month? Where would you be financially? I mean, it cost me $50,000 a month before I made 1 red cent on my health clubs. On my wellness company, just my payroll alone was $50,000 a month, not counting everything else. So basically what this business does, folks, it removes the brick and mortar from the equation. So can you imagine having a home-based business that costs you at the very minimum $40 a month to operate, and you have now 17 countries that you can build your business in, and you can do it through the advent of the internet. You can do it on your smartphone. Folks, it's absolutely incredible. And I'll just close with this because I've got 2 minutes left. If you went to work today, guys, 9 out of 10 people, you're trading time for money, right? You work 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours. And then when you're on your way home, the meter stops. You're not making any money, right? That's called linear income. How's that working for you? It's not too fun, is it? And I really hate for you if you're in management today. If you're on salary today, you probably work 8.5 or 9 hours, maybe 10 hours, but the company only paid you for 8. And there's nothing that you can do because you're on salary, right? Or you're in management. How's that doing, right? So this is something that you can actually continue to do, right? So you keep your eye on the prize. You don't bite the hand that's feeding you right now. But how would you like to get rid of credit card debt to start off as maybe a first simple goal, right? And start this business and start sharing the opportunity with people that you love and care for. I started, 9 years ago. I spent 34 years, guys, in the fitness industry, and the word retirement was nowhere on the horizon. I was able to walk away 22 months later. Think about that. And on the 30th of this month will be 7 years ago. I haven't showed up to get a paycheck. All right. And my business has tripled since then. And the reason why I was able to walk away, in addition to 24 families in the last 4 years, is because it's called leveraged income. In other words, if you went to work today, right, you worked 8 hours, got paid 8 hours, and you went home, meter stops. What if you went back to work tomorrow and your boss has this puzzled look on his or her face and says, what are you doing here? Hey, boss, I'm coming to work. We're going to pay you today what you did yesterday. How fast would you turn around and walk out the door? Welcome to the world of leveraged income, doing something one time and getting paid month after month after month. You don't have to be a rock star, an author, or an artist, to be paid residual, or an actor or an actress, right? It's for us too. So I want you to get with the person who invited you tonight and thank them, because you're hearing about something first. Just have some fun tomorrow. Go ask your friends or people that you come in contact with, hey, what is nutrigenomics? What is the NRF2, pathway? What is biohacking the aging code? Who is LifeVantage? And you're going to get a bunch of puzzled looks. That's good news and that's bad news. The good news is the window of opportunity, it's at its greatest. The bad news is you're going to have to understand and learn what those terms are. And that's precisely what Carrie did and what I did. And now we've been able to walk away from traditional business. So there's actually 8 ways of being paid. So the most important way is doing something one time and getting paid month after month after month. That's called leverage. And there's 3 ways that we get paid that way. And when you hit the rank that Carrie hit, she is what's called an Elite Pro 7. And if you look down at the left side of this slide, go all the way down to Elite Pro 7, look at the annual, average, $135,000 a year. Look at the monthly average, $11,000. All right. So that Carrie's business does $100,000 a month in revenue. All right. And what's fascinating is she doesn't do all that herself. She does very little. We're not in the business, of doing everything ourselves. We're in the business of connecting people, building a network. And that's what she's been able to do. She could have 4 people on her team doing 25,000 each, right? There's your 100,000. She could have 10 people on her team doing 10,000, right? Or 20 people on her team doing 5,000. Any way you look at it. And when you hit that rank right there, profits are better than wages, right? Now the company allows you to profit in worldwide revenues. So those 17 countries that we're in right now, she shares in 1% of that. And when she hits the next rank, she shares in 2% of it. When she hits the 9th rank, she shares in 3% of it. And where I'm at, the master rank, I share in 4% of that. So it's pretty cool. And what I want all the entrepreneurs that are on tonight, the ones that are thinking opportunity, not necessarily thinking, the product side for yourself. We're going to be in 100 markets, folks. There's nowhere to go but grow, right? Our largest income earners are not even enrolled yet. Think about that. We're only in 17 markets. So that sounds so much bigger than what it really is. So look into the compensation plan, all right? There's 4 other ways to get paid that I just don't have time to talk to you about, all right? And if you look at the lower ranks, that Pro 3 rank, that's when you really unlock other ways of getting paid that I haven't talked about tonight. But look at that monthly income, nearly $600 a month. The next rank, most people in this country could pay off their mortgage. Let this side hustle, make that mortgage payment every single month with sharing with a few people. So thank you so much for being on tonight. Get with the person who invited you. They will walk you through the 6, there's actually 8 ways of being paid. The 7th way is when you get to where Carrie's at, she's earned a Jeep. So she's not only did she earn a car from the previous company, she earned a car with our company. So that's the 7th way, and it's a title. It's not a lease. Her other company, by the way, was a lease. And then the 8th way is when you hit, the master rank, you get $100,000 bonus. The executive master is a $250,000 bonus, and the presidential is a $500,000 bonus on top of what we make. So that's incredible. So thank you so much for being on tonight. Get with the person who invited you, thank them, and really, really take a look at the company, take a look at the products, take a look at the timing, take a look at the trends around you, and more importantly, take a look at the system, because this is my first time ever being involved in this business, and all I did was follow this system. It's simplistic, it's duplicable, and it's perfected. And always remember this in life: systems don't fail. People fail systems. So this is Gabe Pearson. Thank you so much for being on tonight. We will be on next Monday night. Same meeting ID number, same time. Invite 3 to 5 of your friends, and we'll share this incredible opportunity with them. Everyone, we'll see you next Monday night. Everybody have a great night. Thank you.